Imagine this. You're a kid, just 10 years old in the middle of a war zone, thinking about the girl you secretly like. Not just thinking, but pining. Only to realize she belongs to the wrong tribe. And just like that, she's gone. Poof. Vanished in the chaos of war. Sounds like a plot twist straight out of a Netflix drama, right? Nope. It's just the beginning of Incidents at the Shrine by Ben Okri. And let me tell you, this book is a ride. Stick with me because by the end of this, you're either adding this book to your cart or planning your next trip to the library. Let's dive into these wild, moving, and at times hilariously strange stories, shall we? So the first story is Laughter Beneath the Bridge. It's the one with the 10-year-old boy I just mentioned. It's set during the Biafran War. Now, wars are usually about tanks, treaties, and triumphs. But here's the twist. This story zooms in on the emotional life of kids. Specifically, this boy who's too shy to tell his crush he likes her. Tragic, right? But wait, it gets worse. She's from the rebel tribe, and thanks to war and language barriers, soldiers whisk her away. Heartbreaking. But the story isn't just sad. It makes you think about how war messes with even the purest things, like a first crush. Talk about starting with a bang. Next up, Converging City. Oh boy, where do I even start? This one has everything. A Christian man named Agodi, disasters coming at him like bad weather, his shed burns down, his wife and kids are gone, and to top it off, he starts losing his mind. But wait, there's more. We've got a paranoid military leader who, after a vision in traffic, decides, you know what? I'm done. Civilians can take over. Then, out of nowhere, a midget shows up, advertising his protective skills by flexing his muscles. And then comes the cherry on top. Agodi meets a Jasko Atlas, an ex-wrestler trained in India. Sounds like a fever dream. But it's Okri's way of showing us the chaos and complexity of life in Nigeria. Can't make this stuff up. Disparities is like watching someone win the lottery, and then completely fumble it. A taxi driver finds £250,000 left behind by a big man, probably a politician, on his way to Marks and Spencer. But instead of living his best life, the driver is haunted by his own helplessness. One standout line? There is £250,000 floating in the river. And suddenly, the Thames is swarming with pirates, rogues, and every desperate soul you can think of, all fighting for a briefcase. Talk about an allegory for life in Nigeria, or anywhere really where dreams and desperation collide. And now, the title story, Incidents at the Shrine. This one is deep, like, you'll need to sit and think about it deep. It follows a man haunted by mysterious images. He goes back to his village to meet the master image maker, hoping to fix his problems. Spoiler alert, the master doesn't exactly solve everything. Instead, the story becomes this metaphor about life's struggles. One line that stuck with me: the world is the shrine, and the shrine is the world. Chew on that for a bit. On to Hidden History. This one has been described as about British inner-city decay, but to me it screams Africa. Dictators, rebellion, generations fighting oppressive leaders. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? It's all summed up beautifully in lines like, one by one shamefully, like disgraced people left. And those fighting back? They've inherited the myth of the street of hate. Powerful stuff. The other stories, Masquerades, Crooked Prayer, and The Dream Vendor's August, are just as layered. In Masquerades, we see a semi-modern African home where tradition and westernization collide. The father can't take another wife because of Christianity, but guess what? He still gets someone else pregnant. Crooked Prayer and The Dream Vendor's August dive into spirituality and societal expectations, showing Okri's knack for tackling big themes through small, intimate moments. So what's this wild collection of stories I've been raving about? Incidents at the Shrine by Ben Okri, the guy who later won the Booker Prize for The Famished Road. This book isn't just stories, it's an experience. Okri's magical realism pulls you in, and his ability to weave deep, thought-provoking narratives is chef's kiss. One minute you're laughing at a wrestler named a Jasko Atlas, the next you're pondering the meaning of life. I loved this book. It's spiritual, magical, and deeply human. Okri tackles heavy themes like war, love, and societal decay, but he does it with humor and heart. If you're into stories that make you think, laugh, and sometimes cry, this one's for you. And Ben Okri, the man is a genius. His storytelling is like an open architecture, so many layers, so much depth. Seriously, do yourself a favor and pick this up. Alright, that's it for today. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which story intrigues you the most. Until next time, happy reading!